Hey everyone, my name's Malthus, and I just wanted to go over some patch notes today that we got from last Epoch, and also a midweek update that they did earlier this week, and I figured we'd go over it. Now, just a background, I'm a dad gamer, so I don't get to, no life the game. I am, I think, level 25 or 30 since I restarted at launch. So, no. I'm not in the end game yet. I just like the game a lot. So, let's talk about some stuff. One of the things I love about this company is how honest they are and how good they're doing at connecting with their audience. So, one of the things that's really nice is if you go to their Twitter and you follow it, they have really consistent updates. And also, what I have pulled up here, this is directly from their Twitter. Okay? So, they've fixed most of the server issues that they had on launch, where it was having trouble loading, transitioning from place to place, especially between different eras. And it looks like they are now able to have about 200,000 concurrent users up at one time without much of an issue at all. There will be some issues and bottlenecks as people pick up the game. Hopefully, the score on Steam starts to pick up a little bit, because I know that they got hit pretty hard whenever they were having server issues at launch. So as people start playing the game more, hopefully they reverse those negative Steam reviews and we get more people playing the game, which is just going to be great for everyone. Aside from that, they're going to be very transparent. From everything I've read, they're going to be very transparent with what happened and why there were so many issues. Things that, because the game has been active for years. And so no one really expected this kind of an issue moving from beta to, moving from a beta to a launch. They already had servers in place and all that stuff, and they were really stable. I did get to level 60 prior to launch, but I never had any sort of issues at all. They're working on localization, and they've set out a small roadmap for future content that I highly recommend you go check out if you're interested in the game. They've got a section on gamepad support. There have been some issues where it isn't interacting correctly, and so if you're going to use a gamepad, you might keep your keyboard with you. This might not be the kind of game where you can sit on the couch yet, but you can still use your controller, your gamepad. Just have your keyboard with you in case you need to use a button on the keyboard. Some of the fixes that they've done, let me pull that up, have been regarding, some of the stuff here. Like, they have an entire section that fixed bugs with controllers. Go through that if you're a controller user. From what I understand, this is a pretty good game to use it for. It's also pretty good for Steam Deck, from what I understand. They're working on making it perfectly compatible, and it's moving along, but those things take time, especially when you've got something like an action RPG where they want it to be complicated, and the nature of a controller lends itself to a less complex game. Not saying it's bad, just saying it's better for things like first-person shooters where you're controlling one action instead of a bunch. So, they did fix some of the skills. These are just bug fixes, so I'm not going to go over every individual one. But it looks like they've done a small little bug fix list here. They've done controller issues. They've got bug fixes for the miscellaneous category. And it's a lot of small stuff. Most of this stuff probably never happened to most people, but it's nice to see that they're just pinpointing those things as people report them. And I'd much rather have lots of small bug fix patch updates than never seeing anything from them, which is kind of what you see from the larger companies, where they'll do one big patch update and it fixes a bunch of stuff. It is true, but there's not a lot of communication back and forth. These people obviously care, and they're trying to do their best to make a good gaming experience for everyone. We saw that when there was a lot of server issues, they actually removed the Refer a Friend program temporarily, gave everyone that cosmetic that was going to come with it, along with some other stuff that lost them a little bit of money, but overall is good for everyone. They've been working on the UI. Some of the elements weren't working. So we got that going. Same thing with some quests. Okay. They've worked on the chat log some so that it's easier to go back through. And aside from that, this thing now unlocks waypoint at the end of time. Panion creates Rift Chapter 2. This is nice. Don't have to walk as far. Just a quality of life update. And it looks like a lot of the stuff they're doing is quality of life updates and bug fixes. So not a lot to go over. But if you've had a particular bug that you run into that has been frustrating you, go through the bug list and see if they fixed it, because they fixed quite a bit of stuff. And they have more on the way shortly. And they've always been very transparent. So just a short video, go over the fact that they are working on the game. It is much more stable now. I highly recommend you get into it and give it a try. It's $35. And I have not regretted it once since I got it. And I've probably put more hours into Last Epoch than I put into Diablo 4. And that cost twice as much. And yeah, so my name's Malthus. If you like this kind of video, I could do a longer format one where I go through all the stuff. But generally, I just wanted to kind of point out the state of the game. See you guys later.